what are your views and analysis regarding this particular report that has been flashed across the global media, which has validated Pakistan's security concerns regarding the presence of terrorists in Afghanistan, and particularly Pakistan's concern that Afghan territory is being used for terrorism against Pakistan?
It validates Pakistan's point of view that there is a continuous stream of attacks on Pakistan, especially KPK province, from across the border from Afghanistan. India has recruited them. They are using Afghan intelligence. They are using Afghan manpower. They are giving them money. They are giving them intelligence, and they're giving them targets. India is behind this proxy war in Pakistan.
How you view Pakistan's this firm and clear message to Afghan Taliban? Do you think Afghan Taliban will now review their position?
Pakistan has already shown its resolve. It says that if you don't stop, then we will stop them.
How Pakistan can address security challenge in order to ensure economic and regional economic development?
Without controlling terrorism, investment will not come easily into Pakistan. India is in no mood to mend its ways. It wants to belittle Pakistan. It wants to make Pakistan ineffective. And their aim was to isolate us diplomatically, also which they kept trying for many years.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello and welcome to program Insight in V News English. Dear viewers, a very, very important development, and that development is 16 report of analytical support and sanction monitoring team of United Nations Security Council has made it clear that there is no truth in Afghan Taliban claim that their territory is not being used for violence and terrorism. This particular report was submitted before UN Security Council. It was discussed. What is its concern with Pakistan? This report has validated Pakistan's security concerns about the presence of high-profile terrorist outfits, high-profile terrorists, particularly TTP and a number of other terrorist organizations based and operating from Afghan soil against Pakistan. The report also said that only in 2025, there have been more than 600 terrorist attacks from TTP into Pakistan. It also said that there is continuous support to ban Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan in Afghanistan by Afghan Taliban regime. This is an extraordinary development. In today's conversation, we will examine, analyze, and discuss that after this particular report, what options are with the United Nations, what options are with Pakistan, and what options are with Afghan Taliban regime, how this future security scenario about which Pakistan has been expressing concern could be addressed. We are fortunate to have with us very, very important person, former Federal Minister for Interior, Lieutenant General retired Moinuddin Haider. Lieutenant General retired Moinuddin Haider not only served as an Interior Minister, he also served as Governor of Sindh, and he held top positions in Pakistan Army and retired as Corps Commander of Pakistan Army. Thank you so much, Lieutenant General retired Moinuddin Haider Saab, for sparing time and joining our broadcast. So, as I said, what are your views and analysis regarding this particular report that has been flashed across the global media? And this is not an ordinary report. This is a report by United Nations Security Council, which has validated Pakistan's security concerns regarding the presence of terrorists in Afghanistan, and particularly Pakistan's concern that Afghan territory is being used for terrorism against Pakistan, and Afghan Taliban's assertion that their territory is not being used for terrorism against Pakistan. So your thoughts, since you have very, very long security counter-terrorism experience, you had been right in the very beginning in the cabinet of General retired late General Musharraf. So your thoughts and analysis on this extraordinary report.
Yes, this is certainly extraordinary. because it validates Pakistan's point of view that there is a continuous stream of attacks on Pakistan, especially KPK province, from across the border from Afghanistan. Now, this fact, which has been highlighted by the UN Security Council report,
True.
is known to many countries of the world. I think all the Arab countries know about this, that this is happening. And all the European Union, NATO countries know about it. And Iran knows about it.
Central
And,
Asia.
there was Central Asia, everybody knows that from Afghanistan attacks emanate. And secondly, these talks which took place in Doha and subsequently in Istanbul, there it was established that they are not coming to terms and they are not accepting what is happening from their territory. Sometimes they say, oh, this is not true. Sometimes they say, oh, it is not under our control. But they have not given any written commitment at all on this issue. And they have been denying which will not solve the problem. And one of the worst situations is now prevailing between Afghanistan and Pakistan, in which Pakistan had to take action against these terrorists in Afghanistan territory, since they were not taking any action at all. But at the same time, since October, the borders are closed at Chaman and at Torkham, which is causing great loss to
Financial
Afghanistan,
loss, exactly.
Financial loss, and to some extent to Pakistan. And they are going to India and claiming that we are going to, use Chabahar Airport and the road.
These are all longer routes, exactly. These are longer routes.
Longer routes, and they are putting pressure on Pakistan. I don't think that yours is the only route, although this route is from British Raj days.
Exactly.
Karachi port has
centuries old, exactly. Centuries
old, this one. And they know it's very easy to go across the border, buy anything from Pakistan, sometime in Afghani currency. And they have developed a lot of contacts in Pakistan during their stay as refugees. They have properties here, they've got businesses here, they've got restaurants here, they've got everything. So, and Pakistan is a heaven for them as compared to Afghanistan. So, one question which is normally asked when they say that this area, erstwhile FATA, the Pak-Afghan border, and they don't accept Durand line, they say it should be extended. So if you ask people living in the erstwhile FATA, would you like to be part of Afghanistan? Or would you like to remain with Pakistan? They say, never ever we want to be part of Afghanistan.
Never ever.
Because of the conditions prevailing there.
True.
There is a lot of resentment against some very hard measures. For example, girls don't get educated. They can't come out in the market to buy things. So there are many restrictions on their life about music, about other things, about things. And now this report again highlight, and I think United Nations should ask them now, what are you going to do? Because these are our findings, and this is not new finding. This is a reconfirmation of many such reports of last 30, 40 years. Except in Mullah Omar's time, whom I had occasion to meet him 3 times. During his time, there was no attack on Pakistan. He respected Pakistan's border, and he respected Pakistan's help. And he was very nice to us as far as, controlling terrorism from their territory. But apart from that, ever since the Americans left and NATO forces left, old business has started, which is to attack adjoining areas, loot, plunder. But now, everybody knows about it, that this they are now doing to appease India. India has recruited them. They are using Afghan intelligence. They are using Afghan manpower. They are giving them money. They are giving them intelligence. and they give them targets. So this is very much now clear that
mm,
India is behind this proxy war in Pakistan. The choice of targets against Pakistan armed forces, Pakistani scouts, police, law enforcing agencies, government schools. So from this you can make out that India is using this TTP
mm.
to to damage Pakistan. Secondly, this Al Qaeda, ISIS, you name it, there are many such
ETIM,
organizations. There are
ATIM,
many, many
mm,
Turkmenistan and the long list.
long
No,
days.
none of these who call themselves Muslims and they say we are waging jihad against kafirs and
Mm,
against others. They have never ever damaged anybody from their country. The Americans were there, NATO forces were there. There were hardly any casualties on their side. Most
mm,
of the casualties were of Afghan origin or other people. And you should ask, that means who is financing them, the ISIS, etc. They were moved from Syria after they had done their job there, and
mm,
so it shows it is not only India. There are many other countries who are behind this to see that Pakistan never stabilizes and they can always, Pakistan nuclear assets, they can raise fingers at us and and no investment is coming here. Pakistan is not making economic progress. This is their agenda, which they are trying to achieve through all these organizations
mm.
led by TTP. Many other parties have joined TTP now.
UN option, you have already said that UN, United Nations Security Council, after this report, should exercise all type of pressure on Afghan Taliban regime. Afghan Taliban, on the other hand, continue to deny that their territory is being used for terrorism. No option with Pakistan since recently, when Chief of the Defense Forces and Chief of Army Staff, Field Marshal Asim Munir, took over the office of the Defense Forces. In his address to tri-services officers at Defense Forces headquarters, Army Chief and Chief of Defense Forces, other than touching many issues, he said message has been given to Afghan Taliban. So Pakistan has given quite clear message either to address Pakistan's security concern, take action against TTP, or ready for action. How you view Pakistan's this firm and clear message to Afghan Taliban? Do you think Afghan Taliban will now review their position?
Even before this message by the Chief of Defense of now, Pakistan gave a very clear cut message when it attacked through drones and air force the camps of TTP, and
Hmm.
they went as deep as Kabul because their leader Masood lives in Kabul,
Nurwali
and they
Masood, he
went
lives
as
in Kabul,
uh,
exact.
yeah, and they went as deep as Kandahar because there were some people who were supporting them from that side.
Hmm. Hmm.
So Pakistan has already shown its resolve. It says that if you don't stop, then we will stop them by. So, but that of course, at all costs, we should avoid such a situation, and we will not like that our border should remain closed with Afghanistan. It is not good for regional trade and for development of both countries because because of sanctions on Iran, we cannot do open trade with them. Pak-Iran border, Indian border, unfortunately, is closed for many years because of Modi's policies. And now Afghanistan border also closes. So this is not good for regional development and not good for Pakistan and its neighbors. So we have to, in the long run, our aim should be to bring peace here and
Hmm.
use peaceful means to convince the Taliban to stop this activity. And if they say that we are not capable, we should help them to eliminate them.
Janasab, just this last weekend, there was a meeting hosted by Iran in Tehran, and that meeting was special representatives on Afghanistan of all regional countries. And that was with Russia, with China, with Pakistan, with Central Asian countries. And of course, Afghan Taliban did not send delegation to that particular meeting. So there were 2 points in that mainly meeting. The That particular meeting had consensus that Afghan Taliban must take concrete action, are assured that their territory is not used for terrorism. And second, that meeting also called upon both Pakistan and Afghanistan to resolve their differences through dialogue. That was very, very important. Pakistan gave a chance to dialogue, as you said in the beginning, in Doha and then subsequently in Istanbul. So, do you think in the days to come, dialogue is the only option, or kinetic operations with Pakistan is the only operation?
I think the preference and aim should be dialogue to resolve
Diplomacy?
these by diplomatic and by peaceful
Yes.
means with them. And if they don't budge an inch and they continue insisting that nothing is happening from their territory, then we have to punish some people who are emanating attacks from Afghan territory. So I
Hmm.
think we've already given that message. We'll have to possibly give this message again if they don't understand. Otherwise, I think many countries of the world are telling them that please resolve these issues. And I think China's weight
Hmm.
will help. Russia is also down. I think many countries are downgrading their relations with Afghanistan.
So, Janisab, the report also said that in 2025, there have been more than 600 terrorist attacks conducted by this Fitna al Khawarij, banned Tariq-e-Taliban Pakistan. So, over last many months, you have seen that Pakistani security forces have been confronting with this deadly terrorist attacks, which comes from Afghan territory through these militants and terrorists of Tariq-e-Taliban Pakistan. So, Pakistan, over the last many months since there was ceasefire, Pakistan is maintaining that particular ceasefire. But if we see over last, as you said, since October, if we see that there have been number of attacks in KP province by these terrorist organizations. So Pakistan is tolerating this all, but Pakistani security forces are taking firm internal intelligence-based operation, and of course, they are also confronting with these all terrorist groups and attacks. So, what other options Pakistan could exercise?
Yes, Pakistan should use any countries which have some influence in Afghanistan, who give Afghanistan aid or allow their persons to work in their countries.
Hmm.
So all such countries with whom they are benefiting the relation, like China, like Saudi Arabia, like others, I think
Qatar.
we should continue.
Hmm.
Yes, Qatar, we should continue using their good offices to make them understand and
Hmm.
pressurize them to go for peace. And secondly, this option of limited force by our air force and drones, I think, is always available. Is always available. But dialogue is the best, I think, solution in these circumstances. And these people, sometimes, their TTP is many in large number is also in Pakistan. It is not necessary that every time or any attack takes place comes from Afghanistan. These are our local TTP people.
Hmm.
But mostly in case where suicide attackers have been used, those nationals were found to be Afghanis. And
Janisab,
Pakistani
last.
TTP were using weapons.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes.
Leftover weapons by Americans.
So,
These weapons are being used by TTP, leftover US weapons.
yes. I mean, there is no dearth of sophisticated weapons with TTP. They've got the best weapons of the world, which were left by NATO and Americans. Night vision devices, telescopic guns,
Armored
and all
vehicles.
dissuading weapons they have. There's no
Hmm.
dearth. And the money is coming from India to
Hmm.
compensate them. Weapons are coming from here. Intelligence is coming from India and many other countries who are hostile to Pakistan, who
Hmm.
don't want that we should get close to China or there should be development in Pakistan. There are many countries, but of course, lead is India.
Janisab, this is, of course, since Afghan Taliban are having government over Kabul. I mean, they are sitting in the capital of Afghanistan. They are having interim government. They have every right to develop relations with any country. But out of the way, maintaining extraordinary ties with New Delhi is a source of concern for Pakistan. As you said very rightly, that India is providing intelligence, support, it is providing somehow weapons as well, somehow technology, and of course,
Money.
finances. So, what international community should, of course, this is in the light of this UN Security Council report. Don't you think time has come for international community to take strict action against Indian involvement in terrorism in Afghanistan against Pakistan?
Yes, I think the world is getting to know the real face of India
Hmm.
after their murders in Canada and in
United
USA,
States.
in London
And now
and
in
elsewhere.
Sydney.
Now
Exactly.
in Sydney, and which is they're trying to blame Pakistan. So the world is getting to know India, and I think pressurize NATO and Americans. They should pressurize India and all our friendly countries like Saudi Arabia and others. They must pressurize India to stop this, and and to have normal relations with their neighbors. I mean, for last 20 years, I mean, Modi Saab has closed the borders, and everybody knows who was Kalboshan, what was he doing here.
Hmm.
Iranian also have come to know that who spied to kill their leadership and who was also in the lead in the garb of working in Iran. So India's mask is coming out of from his face, and world is getting to know. And I think now it is the world leader's responsibility to make India stand that this is not a good way to go.
Jelisab, last week there was gathering of religious scholars of Afghanistan in Kabul. That was quite significant. And that religious scholars meeting from all school of thoughts adopted a landmark resolution. It was a resolution initially calling upon all Afghans not to be part of any terrorist activity against Pakistan. How important that resolution, and do you think that resolution should subsequently lead to issuance of fatwa, which is religious degree
I think it is an important
development?
important happening
Hmm.
and a positive one. That at least they are telling Afghanis that killing anybody, any Muslim,
Hmm.
is a sin, and they should not be doing it. So, as you said, it should be followed by fatwa. But
Hmm.
you also know that fatwa will be there, and Afghan leadership resolution will be there. But there was a fatwa passed by Imam Kaaba that crossing red signals is like murdering a person. It is haram,
Hmm.
but it is being done all over the Muslim world and elsewhere. So their fatwas are not taken so seriously. But I feel it is certainly a positive development, and I think they should go further towards fatwa and towards implementation of these orders.
So, Janisab, two countries are very, very important in the region. One is Russia, the other one is China. Both countries have also their special representatives on Afghanistan. China is concerned that East Turkestan Islamic movement is there, and definitely other terrorist organizations poses serious and direct threat to the regional countries, including Russia to Central Asia. So, how Central Asian countries, Tajikistan, recently you have seen there was a drone attack from Afghan territory, killing five Chinese national in Tajikistan, which was strongly condemned by all countries in the region. So, what could be the regional approach in countering terrorism from Afghanistan?
I think all these countries are concerned, and I mean, during Osama bin Laden's presence there, they were
Hmm.
sending, these terrorists and other people to Kashgar
Hmm.
and into their Islamic territory in China also. So they're doing it, and they know it, and China is very strictly trying to safeguard its territory from their influence and from their incursions. And other countries are also coming to know. But we must understand that this is not the game of Afghanistan alone at all.
Hmm.
I mean, Afghanistan by itself, we cannot, start fighting with all these neighboring countries, including a superpower called China. It is those people who want to hurt China, who want to use Afghan territory against China. They want Bagram Air Base back for what reason? And
Will it be
why they want
possible?
to, and
Will it
why
be
the
possible?
I think public opinion will be very much against it. But you never know when they're offered a lot of dollars and benefits and things.
Hmm.
Afghan leadership normally starts cooperating with the
True.
Americans. But, yes, they're fond of dollars actually.
Hmm.
Uh, so, I mean, and these countries are joining. It is not the game of Afghanistan alone. There are many world powers, many who are behind this, and this is to destabilize Central Asia, Russia, as well as China.
So recently, last week, Director General Inter-Services Public Relations, Lieutenant General Ahmed Sharif Chaudhry said that there should be letter and spirit implementation on revised national action plan within the country to fight against terrorism. And to connect it to this, this week we have also observed 11th anniversary of tragic Army Public College incident in Peshawar. So, what do you think? What should be our future strategy? Do you think that this revised national action plan is the only effective and revised strategy to fight against terrorism within the country?
I think we had a national plan during Nawaz Sharif days after the tragic incident of Army Public School Peshawar.
And it was later
And
revised.
all political parties
Agreed.
and mostly the public of Pakistan was behind this, and supporting this. So without public support, you cannot easily defeat terrorism. And for that purpose, people of the country should also be satisfied, and they should be siding with the government and to assist in the government. You know, the best intelligence comes from public, not from intelligence sources alone, not from IB, not from special branch of police, but bulk of the good information against these terrorists comes from public,
Within people,
who can
exactly.
tell you that they have hired a house next door. Yes. So they have to involve public, and they have to win their confidence, and they have to bring some satisfaction in public's mind. Then they will be, of course, willingly and happily siding with the armed forces to defeat terrorism.
So finally, I would like to seek your comment, keeping in view so many security challenges, terrorism challenges emanating from Afghanistan. Pakistan is continuously having threats from eastern neighbor India. And that is, of course, you mentioned Kulbhushan Yadav, subversive activities, proxies, assassination, killings. Keeping in view these all things, we are determined to implement China-Pakistan economic corridor. Pakistan is taking all decisions to make and ensure that there is foreign investment, industrial economic development. So, keeping in view these all things, what do you think how Pakistan can address security challenge in order to ensure economic and regional economic development connected with China-Pakistan economic corridor, at the same time firmly taking action against terrorist groups in Afghanistan, terrorist groups not only in Afghanistan but also in Pakistani province of Balochistan, which is also severely affected.
Yes, without controlling terrorism, investment will not come easily into Pakistan. Number two, India is in no mood to mend its ways. It wants to belittle Pakistan. It wants to make Pakistan ineffective. And their aim was to isolate us diplomatically, also, which they kept trying for many years. But in spite of India's, terrorism and dismembering our country in December 71, and its monastery and two wars with India, and terrorism coming from Afghanistan for many years, Pakistan is surviving.
True.
Pakistan has given a befitting reply in May to India, which is a much larger country. So there are, of course, proxies being encouraged. Many wrong things are going in Pakistan. But all the same, the security forces, and if we can really involve the public, we can surely meet this challenge. We can surely meet this challenge.
Thank you so much indeed, Lieutenant General retired Moinuddin Haider Sahab, former Federal Interior Minister, former Governor of Sindh, and former Corps Commander of Pakistan Army, for sparing time and participating in our program Insight at V News English, and very, very insightful discussion that how terrorism could be tackled,
Thank you very much.
which strategy is needed to
Thank
tackle
you.
and counter terrorism emanating from Afghanistan. Dear viewers, till our next program, goodbye and Khuda Hafiz from studios.